Bible has 66 books. They are essentially talking about the beloved Son of God, Jesus the Christ. It is said that God devoted a whopping 66 chapters of the Bible to the life of David. I intend to search out those chapters and study them. Since God gave so much attention to David, it must be of biblical significance. Apart from Jesus, David is probably the next person whom God gave his utmost attention. David means beloved in the Hebrew. It is stated in Ephesians, very efficient, that believers are accepted in the beloved. Therefore, David represents all believers. Hence, the Holy Bible is really about God, the loving Father, sending his beloved Son as the Savior to rescue and reconcile sinners to himself. If there was ever a guy who exemplified the victim of Murphy's Law, it was David. But guess what? David has redeemed us from the law. Anyways, at a tender young age, David was anointed by God through the prophet Samuel to be the next king of Israel. One would have imagined that his life would be smooth sailing from then. But one disaster after another awaited him. He went through many ordeals over a protracted period of time before he finally became king. Throughout those turbulent times, David kept his eyes on God. This is evident from Psalms 27 verse 14, from the psalmist David himself. Wait patiently for the Lord. Be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord. It is categorically stated in 1 Peter 2 verse 9. The believers are the royal priesthood. In other words, God has made us kings and priests, just like David. It is interesting to note that the rest of 1 Peter talks about the sufferings of a Christian. It is recorded in 1 Peter 4 verse 12. Don't be surprised at the fiery trials you are going through, as if something strange were happening to you. It echoes the experience of David. He was anointed king, but suffered hardships for many years. Believers are likewise anointed kings and priests. Peter seems to be bracing us to face similar challenges as David. David faced life-threatening situations, but he was never harmed. God protected him. There were no records of David suffering from any kind of sicknesses or diseases while waiting for the manifestation of God's promise. In a similar fashion, believers will face persecutions in the form of emotional upheavals just like David, but God will never allow any of his own to be harmed. I believe the study of David's life will encourage and strengthen us as we go through our own trials and tribulations.